What are you doing?
What happened?
Hey, don't paint the tree.
Oh, what?
Hold it with your hand.
Oh, why?
Because we don't want a black tree, honey. What's up, guys? Welcome to Extreme Daily Drivers. Today, we're going to be working on the Miata. But before we do, Kelly and I are in the Lude. Going to get some breakfast at one of our favorite bagel places. If you guys don't know, Kelly and I are from New York. Living in Florida, it's impossible to find a good bagel. But there's this awesome place, not too far from where we live. We're headed there now. So we're here in Lake Mary, Florida. Our favorite bagel place, Brooklyn Water Bagel. All right, guys, we're back from an awesome breakfast. Kelly's back here doing some last minute soldering on the wiring. And before I show you kind of where we are with the car, let me show you how we got there. All right, so what you see before you are a bunch of projects that we got to take care of before we turn the key on the Miata. And let's see, I'll start over here with this guy. So what we're looking at here is this is a bracket for a 90 to 93 coil pack to fit on our 94 to 97 1.8 Miata engine. Because you have to run the 90 to 93 coil packs in order to make it work with the 90 to 93 wiring that's inside the car. So this is a little bracket I got off of Fly Miata. I'll put a link down below. I forget how much this thing was. I want to say it was something like $40. So it's just a metal bracket. We're going to paint it before we install it. But this guy's going to get installed. Let's move on to fueling. So check these injectors out. The guys over at Nat Motorsports hooked us up once again and hooked us up with these awesome injectors. They were kind of laying around in Nat Motorsports' garage. He grabbed them, shipped them down to me, and I actually got them flow tested for, I think it was $40, and they're all good to go. We are going to be rebuilding these, so we'll be replacing these little ends here, these little O-rings. I got everything right here for what we need there. Also got some newer mounts for our fuel rail. Got those from Miata Mecca, and I did have one. I don't know what I did with the other two. They've been misplaced. I also got some new fuel injector harness that we need to solder up today. So we got those because our 90 to 93 fuel injector harness, which I also got from Miata Mania, this thing has broken clips. They all do. They're super old and they're brittle and the clips break. So we're going to be replacing these guys. We have a fuel pressure regulator that I think is okay, but I'm not 100% sure. I tried hitting up with some brake cleaner and it didn't like kind of go through this like I thought it would. So I don't know if this is good or not. We need to figure that out though before we turn the key because it's super important. Then we have two fuel rails. One came with our engine, but it's really jacked up. It's like filled with, look at that. It's filled with like dirt and sand.
Like the rest of the engine.
Right. And then I have this one, which I can't remember where or why I have this, but I have it. It's got some bad old purple paint on it, which we'll be removing and just giving it a nice coat of paint. But this one's good. It's nice and clear. Put brake cleaner through it. Everything flows well. But one thing we will have to do is run to the auto parts store because we do need new fuel hose. All right. Also, we have some block-off plates. I forget where I got these, but I'll put a link down below. Popular Miata spot. I got these for the this guy right here. I forget what this is called. But this guy's going to come off, and these will block off the openings. And then our buddy Junior, who used to own this car, he went ahead and welded a bung in for us because in order for Megasport to work, we needed to have this guy installed. And this is going to be right here, installed back in the center of our intake. All right, so to get things started, I'm going to go ahead and tape the old fuel rail off because it's just terrible purple. And I'm going to use some aircraft stripper to get the rest of the paint off. And Kelly, let's check in with her. I gave her a little task deal. Let's see how she's doing. What are you doing?
What happened?
Hey, don't paint the tree.
Oh, what?
Hold it with your hand.
Oh, why?
Because we don't want a black tree, honey.
I don't care if it's black.
If anything, I would do it on the fire hydrant, not the tree.
That's not our property. I can't get the lid off.
Yeah, you can. You know, you just squeeze it on those little tabs. There you go. Just throw it on the ground. Did you shake that up good?
Yes. Swinging.
Yeah. It's windy out here. All right, that's good. Let's give it a couple minutes to dry and do another coat.
How's it going in here?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. This is all painted, and well, I kind of ran out of paint in the middle of it, but
It's all right. No one's gonna see it.
yeah, that'll do.
Works for me. We could have actually left the metal and no one would have ever seen it, but yeah, it'll
Yeah.
definitely look better black. I'm
Yeah.
gonna need this hook
Okay.
because I'm gonna paint this. This stupid aircraft stripper was so old it just like spat at this thing and did nothing, so I had to throw that out. And I did this with a wire wheel and a little,
Looks good though.
a little of this. But I think we should paint this the same color as the engine.
Yeah.
And I just checked and we don't have any paint.
No.
So I'm gonna go ahead, run to the hardware store, get some paint, and then I'll pick up some of this hose too so we can get back to this.
Sounds good.
All right, so while the fuel rail is drying, we're gonna move on to this guy. Just a 90 to 93 coil packs. Kelly's bracket that she painted from Flying Miata. So we're gonna transfer the packs over to this guy and then get rid of this giant bulky metal bracket that will not fit our engine. All right, everything's transferred over. You just gotta be real careful you don't switch the coil packs. But yeah, this thing's bomb-proof now. Go ahead and throw it on the car. All right, we got this guy on here. I dug up this hose that I got from a junkyard, got that installed. I've been meaning to do that forever. Can't buy this hose anymore, that's why. So we're moving on. We are going to remove this guy. I can't remember the name of this. Evac? I can't remember what the name of this thing is called. Anyway, we're not using it. That guy can go, and Kelly is making some templates. So we got these block-off plates, all right, and they're gonna cover up what we're removing. And I have some kind of like gasket maker stuff. Kelly did a tracing. She's gonna cut it out, put some holes in it, and then we're gonna go ahead and block those things off. So check this little guy out. Made the little gasket. Kelly cut it out. I drilled some holes in it, and it's gonna go
Somewhere really awkward.
right here. Come on. Get inside. Nope. Well, you could put the gasket on first, if you're smart. All right, gasket on. And this guy, and the kit actually comes with the nuts to hold that in place. All right. It's lunchtime.
Capri
Snack
Sun.
time.
Snack time at the nursery school.
It's the spot. A little mountain cooler if you're scoring at home. So we're gonna rebuild fuel injectors. So each one has 3 little grommets or gaskets or whatever you want to call it. See those? So Kelly's gonna help me. This guy comes right off. And then this guy should come off. Yes? No, that stays on. Are any of these built right?
So we had a little trouble with this grommet or whatever this is. So
Yeah, this old guy.
yeah, the old guys are, you know, kind of stuck on there. So we were able to take this little hook tool and kind of wedge it under here gently and just kind of finesse it out of place, and then it popped off. So this black part here in the middle doesn't come off. It's just this round part here. So we were able to pop it off with that tool and then put the new one on, and then we put the other 2 little rubber pieces on. So this one is fully rebuilt.
And okay, so yeah, so when installing the new stuff, this little guy with the ridges goes on the top. I guess you just squish them down there, right?
Yeah, that's what I did with this one. Squished it down, and then you put this little ring
The O-ring. Yep, this guy goes here.
there.
And then this new rubber piece slides real nicely.
Really nicely on there.
And there you go. Ready to go in the car. All right, check this thing out. Totally redone, painted, new hoses, some better kind of
Heat shield?
yeah, something like that. I don't know the technical name for it, but we got our injectors in here.
Yep.
These guys here, man, these things are priceless. Can't mount this fuel rail without these. They go in these little holes. They're really stupid, but you can't do this without these. I had to order.
Oh no!
Look at that, unbelievable. I didn't even hear it hit the ground.
You really shrewded it. We found it.
We got it, stupid thing. All right, so where's that fuel rail? So these guys go underneath. Oh, it's dripping stuff.
Careful that you don't knock those out of place.
Yeah, I know.
Oh no!
Bitch. We're trying not to lose our stuff with these things. We've dropped them at least 3 times. It may have been 4. And I'm ready to throw them in the woods.
And somehow one of them landed in here.
I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it.
I don't even know how that happened. Alright, so Brandon actually finally got this screwed in. We didn't lose any pieces or parts, so that's good. What's next?
Soldering.
Oh, soldering, okay.
All right, next step is soldering, and we got these leads that we're going to be soldering onto this terrible 30-year-old harness. So we got a new soldering gun, and we have this. Got this thing off Amazon. This thing is going to help our soldering because it's going to keep everything nice and still for us as we work. It even has a light and a magnifying glass up here. This thing has everything.
It's legit.
So,
Link to it below.
yes, link below. Let us get set up and Kelly's gonna solder. Dude, Kelly is killing it with the solder. She basically just took over. We were doing it together and it was a struggle. And she's just like, let me try because you're ruining this. Dude, she's done such a good job. It's really hard to see. I don't know if you could see through here. But dude, this is she's gonna be soldering from now on in this house. It's a good job right there.
Thank you.
All right, guys, so we're back, and it's been 2 months.
About 2 months, yeah.
Yeah, it's been about 2 months, but let us show you kind of what we've been working on today. It's been kind of more of the same, so we didn't really film all that much, but since we have the 90 to 93 harness, and we have the 94 to 97 engine, this wire, which goes to, I think, the throttle position sensor. I think that's what that is. Anyway, it needs to be extended. So that's what we worked on this morning. We had to extend this wire. So now we'll be able to plug it in over there. We wrapped it with my favorite stuff, the fireproof.
3M. Is it 3M?
It's not 3M. I'll have a link down in the description if you guys are interested to get it. But it's the harness tape. It's the fireproof harness tape. So we wrapped this guy. We also wrapped and semi-installed the fuel injectors and the harness. I didn't click those in because I'm just kind of waiting for our mechanic junior to kind of bless it before I click it in. Because if you guys know anything about clicking these in, they're hard to get unclicked once you click them in. And for the most part, we got the wiring kind of finished underneath here. We're gonna go ahead and plug some things in, and then we'll let you guys know kind of what we're not sure of and what we still need to address. All right, so here's the work that we've done. And the reason that we can't just turn the key on this thing is because there's still lots of unknowns. So we got our plug extended. All right, we did that part. And over here, there's just a series of things that are confusing and we aren't sure of. So this is why I keep saying, you know, hey, we're not going to start this till Junior, the mechanic, blesses it, because, all right, we got 2 ground rings here. Don't know where they go. We have this harness mount. Don't know where it goes. We have this terrible, can you see this? We have this terrible butt connector. Ground wire, I'm assuming, going nowhere. Don't know where that goes. So that's just some of the fun, okay? And then you come down here And there's a whole nother where is it going sort of thing.
I don't know where it's going.
No one knows where this is going.
I don't know.
So this has been cut.
This is a mess.
This is just, yeah, it's a mess. And again, it may not even, we might not even need it. Like, I don't know. We're going to have to see. Because again, we're running a totally programmable ECU. None of this stuff might be necessary. However, there's this guy here, which is from a 95. Again, we got the 93 harness. I think this goes here. It doesn't fit. So we might have to splice this from the 95 harness to make that work. But again, I don't know that we need it. And I also don't 100% know that this goes here. It could be that this goes here. So again, we need Junior to bless this. We have another mount right here, harness mount. Don't know where it goes. And then we have a series of, well, it's just one connector. And I believe this is for air conditioning. We're missing something that mounts right here. That's a bunch of relays for air conditioning. Again, don't have it. It could get it off the 95 harness. So yeah, don't even know if I need it. So that's why we aren't just turning the key and making this happen. Also too, I should mention, vacuum line, vacuum line, vacuum line. I think it's a vacuum line. Don't know where they go. Have no idea. So we have to figure that part out. So yeah.
It's getting there. Every video, it's getting there. No, but big things this week, right?
This is as far as we're gonna take it because we just can't really get it going. But anyway, we're not finished. We're not finished. We still got a couple things to do. I got these guys off eBay, and they keep the front bumper on nice and tight. And believe it or not, I spent like $75 or $80 for these 4 pieces of metal. They're really, really hard to come by because they're all rusted out on every single Miata. And I finally found a set that's not. So we're gonna get this installed real quick, get this front bumper on properly. All right, done. And we're finished laying on the ground, man. I'm tired of laying on the ground. So front bumper is solid. It's on here. It's not going anywhere. We realized when actually securing this that if you remember, this fender was trashed and some of the mounting area down here got trashed. I kind of manhandled it a little bit, but before we paint it, this front bumper is going to have to come off. This fender is going to have to probably come off, and that metal is going to have to be fixed in order for it to fit 100%. But for now, it's really not that bad. It's not bad. And this side's money over here.
This side's much better.
This side's money. You can see too how the fender fits real nice right here. If you go over on our other side, it's not as nice. You see that? Because the fender needs to be adjusted. And we'll let our paint and body guy take care of that. So Randy, if you're watching, that's going to be on you. All right. So like last Christmas, I think it was, I got these for Kelly.
This was from last Christmas?
I think so. They've been sitting in the garage forever. But yeah, man, we got some Amazon specials here. Corner lights, which Kelly's going to throw on here for us. And we're going to be at least street legal for when we do get this thing running. What's rad about these is they already come with the bulbs.
Yeah, that's.
And they come with the screws.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's go ahead and plug these things in and clean up this front end.
Yeah, it's gonna look great.
All right, we got these guys on. Was not as easy as we thought it would be. It never is, but they look a little ridiculous right now because the car is such a pile of crap and they're brand new. They're brand new, so they just look kind of silly. But remember, once this gets painted, it'll look awesome. So, I'm gonna wrap up with the rear of the car here. The first thing we're gonna do is replace the antenna, and got one here. Oh, got off of Amazon. Forget how much it was. But it was a good deal. I think this might have been a Christmas gift too. You remember?
Probably was.
So anyway, let's get this guy in here, clean this ugliness up. Dude, this thing is kicking our butt, man.
I thought it was gonna be easy.
Yeah. It's killing us. It's 4,
So
5.
is like the simplest looking thing, yeah?
It's like 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 o'clock. I don't know what time it is.
It's
We haven't eaten
4:30.
since bagel this morning, which was at like 10 a.m.
Yeah.
So listen, we're stopping the video right here. I know it sucks. I know it's a terrible ending. But listen, when you're as hungry as we are, there's no sense just beating yourself up to mess around with a stupid antenna and a dumb washer and an even dumber nut with gravity fighting you. And quite honestly, we still have to install the battery too. Whatever. So listen, we're going to do that off camera. The next video you see on the Miata is going to be us driving the friggin' thing up and down the streets. So anyway, thanks so much for watching. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe. And next time you see it,
God.
we're going to have it on the dyno.
Yeah.
We're going to have the computer installed. We're going to be doing smoky burnouts.
Yeah.
We're going to be doing all sorts of awesome stuff.
Drifting.
Oh, absolutely. We're going to be drifting around every corner, man. It's going to be nonstop drifting.
Yeah.
So anyway, guys, thanks so much for watching.
Yeah.
We're going to go take a nap. And we're going to get some food. And we'll see you next time.
Bye, guys.
Later.